What's up, guys? Welcome back to VIP Society, a podcast platform that brings together the best people in nightlife, entertainment, and hospitality. Today, I've got my boys here, Cash and Bad Bob. I'll let them tell you who they are and what they're doing.
How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, we came here to tell you a little bit about Bad Company today.
Awesome.
And we want to know a little bit about you and what you do with your hosting and nightlife
Absolutely.
stuff.
Absolutely. I'm happy to have you guys here. Thank you for coming.
We're here, brother. It's good to see you, man.
We have a lot of things in common, so I was like, these guys I need to have on my podcast. Let's get it going.
Yeah, we met at who's that loud guy that throws those events and tells people to shut up when they talk too much? Not to say his name, but yeah, I forget his name. The old guy.
Yeah, last Christmas, not this last one, but the one before.
Yeah, I was at that.
It was a Christmas charity event.
Yes, that guy. Yeah, and then I found out you were a veteran, and that's usually where I start with most of my circle out here. You know, it's all mostly veterans. So yeah, I'm glad we connected, man. That was cool.
So
Random.
You're Army. I'm a Marine.
Navy.
There we go. We got all a few.
Yeah, we
branches
see
here.
the Air Force and the Coast Guard, and we're ready to
No,
go.
They don't count.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So real quick, how do you guys know each other?
Well, we met at an event called Fight Circus. It's a show that they do over in Asia that they're bringing over here to the States. Right. I was doing some filming work over there and sitting in the back, and he was like, "Who are you?" And then it's like Cash, and I was like, "Well, Chris," but most people call me Cash because of military. And then he's like, "Oh, you're a veteran," and then kind of hit it off from there.
Yeah, and my daughter's name is Cash too, so just with a K. Yeah, Fight Circus is nuts, man. I don't know if we'll have to show you a little bit about that, but
absolutely,
it's pretty cool. Yeah, we met there just randomly, and then we started hanging out. I started inviting him to like celebrity poker, anything that I was going to of any substance that I thought he could maybe connect with good people because he was newer to Vegas. I told him to show up, and we fell in love.
There you go.
That was it.
That was a love story after that.
I just kept telling him about what I wanted to do, and then found out that he's the guy that can bring it to life. And yeah, that's pretty much where it started.
Nice. I feel like veterans, whenever they meet each other, they just click automatically. You know, we have a lot in common.
Yeah. For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
There's a lot of punk veterans that they want to cry.
That's true too.
They're 35, walking around with canes and. Yeah.
You know, it's a brotherhood, even though there's a rivalry. You know, Marines against Army versus Navy.
But there was a vibe there, and we clicked and started moving forward. You know, I came out here not really knowing what I was gonna do out here because I had left the film industry in LA, and then I came out here after I went and got another degree for business marketing.
Right.
So I didn't know if I was going to jump into marketing or get back in the film industry. And so I was just going to all the events at all the casinos and just filming for free, just saying, hey, let me do something, show you what I can do. And then
to get your name out there.
Just get my name out here. And then that's how we kind of just clicked. And that's how I got my foot in the door in most of the casinos out here. So
yeah. And now before we go all the way back to where things began, let's tell the audience, those that are listening or watching, what you guys are currently doing and what's your main focus. And this is one that really caught my interest for sure. This is one reason I really wanted to bring you guys in here because I think it's amazing how you guys are giving back to veterans, right, and connecting them with celebrities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right, to show them a good time and help those that need it.
Yeah, literally, exactly that. I mean, we're all a little older now. I'm not really drawn to the regular content that the kids are drawn to. Like when I see people posting that they're like gambling or hey, do this or like, all the chicks and all those things, like it doesn't entice me. Like there's no real value. It doesn't make me say, oh man, I that intrigues me. I want something a little more meaningful. So a few years ago, I was podcasting out here, mainly all UFC fighters and in the fight world, going to the Apex all the time. And that was the genre I was in. And I started meeting way more people than just the fighters. Celebrities are hanging around the fighters, and then now they're influencers. And then I was thinking, man, how cool is it that I'm in this room right now? Yeah. And then I started getting numb to it, like it just becomes your life. Like going out in Vegas and having a ridiculous night, being around celebrities and influencers became my normal. And I started to remember how awesome it felt the first time that I got to experience that. And I said, man, I would love to give this to veterans that are depressed, that are alone, that are, going through custody battles or divorces or addiction and, a plethora of things that we all deal with, mental health issues. Imagine I could pull some guy out of a hole and not just take them to dinner, but take them to the craziest night of their entire life, mixed with fun and value, and build relationships and build a community based on that. And then I just never brought it to life. I didn't have the means to. So as our relationship came together more, I told Cash, and then he kind of pushed back and said, well, we could do this, this, and this. And after a little while, it kind of molded into what we now call Bad Company. And it's like a documentary TV style show where we pick veterans that are chosen up at their house, and we film the most ridiculous, cool day you could ever imagine.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys have done an amazing job already. I've seen some of the content.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, well, we're doing the best we can right now with what we got. We have bigger ideas and bigger things that we want to do and stuff. Absolutely. But, we're doing whatever we can do within our means right now. That's the whole point of coming out here and trying to get the word out more and everything, so we can build more relationships and get more sponsors and stuff like that, so we can do bigger things for these guys. But just the things that we were able to do, even if, like, sometimes we're not able to do like a full day thing, and we just have like a one event thing that we've done with somebody, and just those little things and the full days, you should just see the difference on their face from when it starts till it ends. It's
incredible.
It's a crazy feeling,
feeling,
yeah. And then when you sit down and you have the emotional part of hearing their story too, of where they're at and how they got there and all that other stuff, and then you tie that all together of knowing their background, then it kind of hits you a little bit harder too. Yeah.
And I think we're the perfect people to do this with veterans, because we've been through so much shit in our life. Like, everything you could think of, we've been there. And if I haven't, he's been there, and vice versa. So I fully believe, like, you can't go helping veterans and people going through stuff unless you've got a lot of scars. And you've overcome those scars. And obviously we both deal with our own stuff, but I mean, I've never been able to sit at the VA with some college-educated therapist that's never been blown up or shot at or had their mom leave, or all the things that I've been through my whole life, and really been able to embrace what they're telling me. I'm like, you don't get it. Right. You've never woken up with nightmares. You don't miss your kids. You've never been addicted to drugs. You've never been in jail, like all of the above. Like, you can't really give me advice because you've had a pretty good life, and I envy that you have that, but I don't. Shut up. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
They've got the knowledge, but they don't have the experience.
Yeah, so we're the guys that have been through everything. You can tell by looking at us. And we're the perfect incubators to pull some guy out of his basement and take him on the best day of his life in Las Vegas. And it doesn't always have to be like going in the cage and meeting fighters. Like, we took our Bobby a couple weeks ago, a vet who got injured in the Navy. He's paralyzed. I just DM'd the NRL, the National Rugby League. They had like 2 million followers. They answered, and they gave us 5 tickets, and we took him and his 2 boys to Allegiant Stadium.
That's amazing.
It was nothing too crazy or extravagant, but
that's awesome.
But it is. Yeah. It was like it was a beautiful day, and the look on his face, because we don't really go like, and Cash is real good at this. He's like, we're going out, but like, we're gonna talk about all this stuff and all these. What am I trying to say? When we first hang out with the vet, we don't want to spend the whole day talking about what's wrong. We want to get that out of the way, and then Cash will be like, hey, at dinner, everyone shut the hell up. Now it's time for fun, time for the boys. We don't want to just dwell on things like that.
Exactly.
Because a lot of these guys, they only leave their house for therapy, and then they go back to the same couch they're sitting on depressed. Like, we don't want to take you away from that so you can experience like living again, Yeah.
And the more that we dig into this too, like, we see there's other things that these guys need too. So we have bigger dreams too of making it into something to where we can build a community of people that go through our program, or whatever you want to call it, and then we have like a resource center and a place for them to come and hang out and all that stuff, so we can build it to where they could talk about their experiences that they had with us, and then they could talk about their problems and stuff like that, and then we have resources for them to get all the help that they need to get in whatever they're dealing with.
What you guys are doing is amazing, and I think a lot of people, once they know about what you're doing, would be happy to contribute. And
Yeah, I mean, I DM'd Red Bull. I mean, all these companies, they give money to all these influencers that are doing like nothing meaningful. You got 2 veterans that are disabled vets that have been through everything in the world in Las Vegas, the coolest city, and we're taking veterans out of their darkness and giving them the best night of their life and filming it all. Yeah. If that's not the best promotion to get behind, I don't know what you're doing with your money.
Right.
I don't. Okay, we're not greedy. It's not for us, but we can't do everything alone. Like sometimes everything's not going to be comped. Sometimes I have a friend that luckily is going to pick us up in a Rolls Royce. Like if it wasn't for relationships, a lot of this wouldn't happen. But the day's going to come where we can't afford it, or parking's $50, and then hot dogs and a few beers add up, and next thing you know, we're $1,000 in because we got them a room. Right. They're giving away so much for so little everywhere else to so many people. Why not give it to veterans that are doing good in your own community?
I agree. So when it comes to being a part of your program, do you guys choose veterans, or can veterans reach out to you saying this sounds like something I need, something I would like to be a part of?
I think when we get bigger, we'll have a different way that we do our selections. Right now, it's a little bit of like word of mouth and on social media, and we have people kind of try to submit other veterans and stuff like that. And then I do an interview process. With the interview process, it kind of helps figure out, okay, what this person is good for with the events that we have available for that month or whatever. So, for instance, we didn't want to take the guy with no legs out to the club to go dancing, or
you got to think it out.
You got to think it out. You don't want somebody with PTSD, take them to go shooting. It just depends on what people deal with and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So we kind of right now we're doing it based around the events and the stuff that we have available for us for that episode, and then we try to fit the veteran to that, whichever one we think would go best with that for right now.
That's great. And who are some celebrities that you guys have worked with?
Well, we're super new into this. Shout out to Randy Couture. He's like an uncle.
Anthony Pettis was part of our first episode. He gave our veteran $500 for doing like 50 push-ups or something like that.
Nice.
And that was super cool. And he did all 50 like on the stairwell. It was just like super random.
We've had Chuck Liddell, Dan Henderson, the Diaz brothers. Those are some of the, and then we have some of the magic guys that do magic at some of the casinos and stuff. They're planning on. We're just working on their schedules right now to see when they're going to be in Vegas so they can, because there's this one guy that comes to Celebrity Poker. I'm sorry, I forgot your name, bro. But he said he was going to come through and be on the show and help us out and everything, and do some magic for one of the veterans. But we're just waiting for his schedule when he's going to be back here in Vegas. But yeah, the other night, Lamar Odom, I was talking with his manager, and he's interested in coming on this show.
Very cool.
Flavor Flav is probably going to be on our next episode.
Nice.
So yeah,
Snoop's dad.
We're supposed to be doing some stuff with Papa Snoop.
I think it's great.
Yeah, we want to, and I know that these celebrities have crazy schedules because it's hard enough for us to dial in one episode. Takes literally weeks of planning, and things always get messed up, and because we got to plan it around an event and around a dinner. So the goal is usually, hey, we don't need you for the whole day. We'd love to have you, but if you could just come have dinner, because then there's some dialogue and it's a little more relaxed. Barry's Steakhouse hooked it up last time. Friends of Flex Lewis, shout out to the champ. He had some obligations, so he couldn't come on the show. I'm sure we'll get him on. But that's the goal, get a celebrity to come hang out during the dinner portion, and if they kind of want to come party after,
even better.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, so right now our biggest goal is just like going out, and you'll see us all around town and just like meeting new casinos, new general managers, new club owners, new restaurant owners, and just introducing ourselves, telling them what we're doing and everything else, and seeing if they want to be a part of it. So,
Yeah, access.
Well, that's what VIP Society is all about, access.
And that's why I'm glad we're here. Like our biggest hurdle right now that we work on every single day is access. There's everything you could imagine as an adult to do in Las Vegas to have fun.
Yeah.
There's restaurants, there's clubs, there's pools, there's events. But because we're a newer organization, we don't know everybody. Now, things like this, if you guys watch this and you want to help a veteran take a veteran out and let us have dinner or give us some backstage tickets or something. As this grows, I'm sure we'll be everywhere, literally, like everywhere.
Right now, you guys are only in Vegas, right?
Right
compared to other cities, how do you feel Vegas is, compared to?
Oh, well, I mean, Vegas right now, I think.
Like if you were in LA, I mean, I feel like everyone and everything is coming out here to Vegas anyways. And you're in the mecca of entertainment. So compared to LA and Miami.
Well, the goal
the goal is to be able to go everywhere.
Yeah.
But it just because of convenience and where we're at and the cost of things and the overhead right now.
Yep.
We're starting here.
And I think Vegas is the best place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could probably do the first year or two here, unless things really pick up, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna. But I'm from New Jersey. I'd love to hit up like Paulie D, who lives out here. Some of the guys I know from the Jersey Shore, or some of the people in the management with the New York Yankees, and like we pull up to some veteran's house in Brooklyn and pick them up and take them to a Yankee game, take them to dinner, take them to Manhattan and get them a room, and then go to the club and just have an awesome night. Literally in every big city in the country, we would like to travel, but we just need a big network to pay for all that and sign us.
I can definitely see the bigger vision when you get sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like I'm from California, Fresno, California. Sorry, people. But one of my cousins, her boyfriend's brother, he throws events out there. And so on May 9th, we're going out there because we partnered with the popcorn company, Goodies Popcorn, that they are donating 50% of their proceeds to us. So any events that we have going on, we try to throw them in there. But since he's throwing a big event out there, we're bringing Side Piece out there. And then so we're gonna go do an episode out there and bring the popcorn people out there, and that'll be our first little travel outside of Vegas on May 9th.
I think it's great.
So,
Yeah, we'll probably do California. I could see SoCal for sure. Fresno, Phoenix is right here. I got some friends in Phoenix,
and I still have a lot of connections down in LA, so we can do some stuff down there with some bigger people and some bigger events because a lot of the guys that we even meet here live in LA.
And if I can help with anything, just let me know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see how this. I know it won't fail, but I see this honestly without having an ego. I see Bad Company becoming one of the most known, thought after, beloved shows on television because you got disabled vets literally taking other veterans out for the best day of their life. Like, and when it comes to a network, like you have to like have scripts and what are we going to do this episode and blah. This is a new story every single episode. Yeah, a lot of thought goes into it, production, where we're going to go, how we're going to play in the day. But at the end of the day, like we don't really need a script. So it's very easy for us to continue to do this till the end of our days, literally.
And when it comes to access and resources, I feel like Vegas has all of it. It's a great place to make your home base and just.
It's really about just getting in front of the right people and having them hear you out,
Yeah, no one has said no to us or even that sounds ridiculous. Not one person that we've told about Bad Company has said, I don't know if that's going to work. Every single person goes, that is tremendous. That sounds awesome. How can I help? Yeah. Every single person.
The Palms really came through for us on the last episode. They comped us a room. The Ghost Bar comped us a table and a bottle. Nice. We and the people that we've talked with, even for other episodes, we got Hustlers and Airstrip and different stuff like that we're gonna probably take a veteran to the strip club and let him have some fun and drink there and party there. So we have other things set up, but we just need to meet more people.
Outside of you two, is the team bigger?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, we have a lot of people that want to jump on the team and stuff like that, and we have a couple of people that help us out, like with driving and whatever they can type of thing. Yeah. But as far as creation and
doing all the work,
all the leg work and everything,
the meats and potatoes, it's just us.
Yeah.
Now, how to backtrack a little bit, how did you get into this business? How did you start hanging out with the celebrities or interviewing all these UFC fighters that you were talking about?
Well, I was going through my second divorce. You veterans probably know all about that. And I was living in a camper trailer off Boulder Highway on Nellis Boulevard. And I didn't have extra money for UFC tickets, but I'm a huge UFC fan. So I made a cardboard sign that said, Uncle Dana, Iraq vet, let me watch the fights. And I stood in front of the UFC Apex in 2021, and security came out, and they were a little standoffish. I showed them my ID from the VA, and I was like, yeah, I'm a vet. Like, I got to get in there. Like, what can we do? And then they called Dana, and Dana said, bring him in. So we went to another building and met Dana. And my wife and I hung out with Dana cage side for the Contender Series in 2021. And then we came back. He invited us again for Darren Till versus Derek Brunson. And then I met a guy. There's a lot of people, because I didn't want to just go there and not network, because I'm in Dana's like VIP guest room. Mm-hmm. There's a lot. I mean, everyone from Dr. Phil to Nate Diaz is back there. Mm-hmm. So I ended up meeting with the head of security, Billy. I love Billy, and he was friends with the founder of MMA Weekly. They're one of the biggest faces of MMA media. They got almost 1 million on YouTube, 600K on Facebook. And we got close, and I started podcasting with him, and I got credentialed with the UFC. I'll be at Zuffa Boxing. Shout out to Zuffa Boxing. Dana, I look forward to seeing you on the 5th. Telling you a little more about Bad Company. But that's how it started. It started with a cardboard sign. It started with some balls and no dollars in the bank and a vision of, I'm going to get in that Apex and I'm going to show this world one way or another who the fuck I am.
That's right. Because
they're no different than me. And they're fighting in a cage and I fought in a desert. And let's get together and do some cool shit. And that's pretty much how it started.
You're making it happen. Now, have you guys always been entrepreneurs?
No, hell no. I'm new to this game. I was with the DOD until COVID, pretty much, and then I went to barber school with the GI Bill, cosmetology school with the GI Bill, because I wanted to open my own shop that had both men and women, and I wanted like a barber shop mixed with like women's hair, tattoo, vape shop, all in one. I wanted like one hitter quitter. You go there and do whatever you want.
That'd be pretty sick.
And then COVID hit, so I went to film school all through COVID. I learned absolutely nothing, but I got good BAH because the school was in San Francisco. And then I moved out here and started this whole figure it out on your own stuff, which
the rest is history.
Is not. I see all these posts from all these wannabe gurus and all these reels, and they play the dumb music in the back. And you don't give up. It's brighter on the other side. The grass is not everyone's cut for this entrepreneur life. They're right, because this shit sucks, man. You wake up and just stressed. And Cash and I will be texting until midnight, sometimes later, like, hey, did you hit this guy? Did you hit?
Right.
It is not for the weak. It is a lot easier to clock in and just get a check. Your life is probably never going to be amazing, but you're going to have some stability and your anxiety will be a lot
you guys
less.
are definitely onto something. So I'm excited for what's coming your way.
Oh, it's going to blow up. I have no doubt. And we're good looking dudes. Like, people want to hang out and chill with us Like, look at us. We are Bad Company, man. We're the best company.
Speaking of Bad Company, how'd you get that name? Shouldn't it be
we went back
Good
and
Company?
forth.
Shouldn't it be Good Company?
No.
It was originally like my idea.
We want to be like a good company, bad influence. You know, like bad influence, good company, something like that.
We could put a suit on right now
Yeah.
and go to church and everyone would still look at us. Like, what do you guys do? We're way too tatted up and we got way too many things that have gone on in our life. We're the good guys, but we're not the pretty boys. We're the bad boys. And we embrace it, and we're not your cookie cutter. Let's kumbaya in a circle and talk about your problem. Fuck that. Let's go have some beers. Let's go watch some midgets strip and fight with oil. Let's go on the top of a roof and just yell for no reason. We'll drive some supercars. Like, let's do the cool. We're like Jackass.
I like it.
With veterans,
Doing some
with
cool shit.
with some cool shit and some meaning behind it. Like, we're different, man.
It's awesome.
We're different, yeah.
Now, do you think some of those skills that you learned in the military carried over into what you're doing now? Discipline, work ethic, all those things?
For me, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm like that with my kids, everything, you know. I'm real, everything has to, it's kind of crazy because if you look at my room, it's a mess, but in my business life, everything has to be organized, you know. And when you said about the entrepreneur, that was probably me all the way. Like I worked since I was 15 till I went into the military, and then when I got out, I went back and worked at a tile company doing construction and stuff. By the time I was 17, I was a warehouse manager of like 100 people, like kind of running that place. And I knew I didn't want to do that crap. And so that's why I joined the military, because they wouldn't pay for my school. And so when I got out, I didn't know what I wanted to go to school for. So I went back to work there. And then finally I moved down to San Diego, and I was like, my dad was in the music industry, so I was like, I'll just study music. But everything had changed. Everything went from analog to digital, and I didn't know any of it, and it was boring. But halfway through it, we got into like some video stuff, and we had to do some editing and stuff like that, and I had to do some interviews, and I met some guy named Josh from Talent Buyer, rest in peace. A very good guy and very connected guy down in San Diego, and he would bring talent into like the local clubs down there, and I got connected with a club called 4th and B, and I would just go down there and I would record their concerts, and then I would interview the acts afterwards.
Nice.
And doing that, I met Bone Thugs, and their management asked me to finish out their House of Blues tour with them. And when I got off tour with them, I said I was going to switch degrees and transferred over to LA and got a film degree, and ended up in the music video world forever.
That's awesome. I also have a film degree. Where'd you go to school?
The Art Institute.
Art Institute?
Yeah.
I went to LA Film School
Okay.
for my bachelor's in entertainment business,
Nice.
and then New York Film Academy for my master's in film production.
Yeah. So then after all that, staying in there, then COVID happened. I was like, well, I better try to figure out another income. So I started a clothing line called Cash City Clothing. And then I went back to school for a business degree.
Nice.
And then I got a business marketing degree up at Fresno State. And then my wife took me to EDC, and then we got married at EDC the year later.
Nice.
So,
What we're doing absolutely makes sense from our background, our experiences. Like, we're creatives, but also business people at the same time.
Yeah, I like the businessmen. Like we're the champions. You see it?
The fucking
That
champions.
Bad company belt.
Tell us about this
I don't
belt.
like the word entrepreneur, really. It's a little sissy for me. I don't play pickleball. I freaking hate pickleball. If I'm talking to some other grown man and he says we have synergy, I want to punch you in the face. I don't like that word
But
either.
I thought we had synergy.
No, we don't. We got a connection because we're men and we serve this country. But
Right.
I've always been the wild boy who'll jump off the balcony. I grew up in the Jersey Shore, man. I grew up. My mom wasn't around. My dad worked a lot, and we were just a little different back then. Obviously, 25 years ago. But taking that into the entertainment space is like
Were you fist pumping back in the day?
oh, bro, of course. I'm still fist pumping. My 11-month-old daughter's fist pumping.
Where's that Jersey accent?
Oh, well, that's military. Well, I've learned. I speak fluent German.
Oh yeah.
So I think I lost a lot of my accent learning another language. And I've only been to Jersey maybe 2 years, since 2006.
Yeah.
So I kind of lost it. But get a few drinks in me, and I'm going to sound
Now.
like...
So tell us about this belt. What's this?
Well, we wanted something special, right? Because we wanted to be different. We wanted to be able to not just take a veteran out and then... And that's where Cash brought up the community. We don't want to just give a vet the best night of their life and drop them off. See you, bro. Like, we want to have a community, and everyone from therapists to doctors to fitness instructors. And we're going to build this whole thing so veterans aren't just thrown back in the darkness. But we wanted like a trophy for these guys so that they have something, like to look at.
And one of our first connections and stuff was Tough Enough. We were lucky enough to have a partnership with Tough Enough, and them let us do this in the octagon and everything else. But because we had that connection, we thought, this would be something cool. And so it goes along with what is in front of you, and then how do you make it cool? How do you make it come to life,
Yeah.
So that's why we did this.
And we go back to like how I got started in this whole Vegas industry was Dana White. If Dana said kick him off the property, this wouldn't happen. So Dana, this is all your fault. If you're seeing my reels and it's driving you crazy, sorry. But what does Dana do to his champions? He wraps a belt around his UFC champion. So I said, you know what? Like, we want to get a belt, and we want to wrap it around our veterans that we take out for an episode.
Very cool.
I wanted Dana to come and wrap the belt around a veteran.
All day, all night, or for the photos.
No, they get to keep. We gave the.
Oh,
we had
you give them belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a sponsor. Cash could probably he's the man behind the
That's
belts,
cool.
but he had a
Yeah.
sponsor donate. I think Cash
So
bought
that-
one of them. But
American Trophy sponsored the one that we gave out and everything else.
Oh,
so.
that's awesome.
Yeah, they get to
Something
take it
they get
home.
exactly. I think that's cool.
yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, I mean, it's a trophy. It's who knows? They could have another bad day and look up on their wall and see this.
Yep.
And it could pull them right back to that awesome night, you know. So it's different too. How many people really wrapping veterans and belts? Nobody. You know, literally nobody's doing that. So
Can you tell us about the Marquee and what you do there?
Yeah, so I'm a host out here in Las Vegas. Been in the game for a while.
can you explain someone like host to someone like me? There's a lot of us that don't really. I know the definition of host, but like, what exactly do you guys do?
I am the one-stop shop, the plug out here. If you need anything anywhere, I'm the man that people go to.
Okay.
When it comes to restaurants, pools, lounges, nightclubs, whatever you need, concierge services, a lot of stuff involved with events. If you need anything, a lot of people go to me. And that's kind of why I put this together, VIP Society, because I knew I had all these resources. And instead of being selfish and just keeping it to myself, I was like, how can I help other people out? So I put this together to allow other people to have access to all my resources. And it's been helping a lot of people. In this community, there's been a lot of business deals that have come out of it, which is pretty awesome. And all the time people are saying it's great. They're happy that I put it together.
No, I love it. I've been on your chat. Are you enjoying the podcast
And
game?
you've contributed a lot too as well, so thank you for that.
Anybody that, and I try to be a little picky, not to, whatever.
Yeah.
I've worked hard to be around the people that I'm around.
Yeah.
Even though I look like this, I
Yeah.
look like I just got out of prison. It took me a long time to be around and shaking hands with the people that I'm around. So when I do look at some of the group chats
Yep.
and that you have to approve, I try not to just send you somebody that's not going to add value.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
yeah.
So how did you get into this after being out of the military and stuff?
Well.
Yeah, tell me about that, because a lot of that's our whole community struggles. We get out of the military and we're lost, and now you're crushing it. Like, how did you do that?
Yeah, right after the Marine Corps, I came back home, and I really had no direction. I was looking for a job, and I came home right in time for the pool auditions. I went to the auditions. At the time, I was in really good shape. I mean, I'm not bad now. But I went to the audition for Tao Beach in Tao nightclub, and got the job, thankfully. I told them I was a veteran, and they gave me a chance. They thought I was great. They know that I have good work ethic, and I showed them my resume and stuff like that. So they were excited to hire me, and from there is history. From Tao Beach, I moved on to other venues like Jet nightclub, One Oak, Bear Pool, the Bank. Those are some of the old school venues, and now I'm working over at Marquee, which is just recently renovated, and it's been amazing. So stop by if you haven't been through yet.
No, that's awesome.
What's a typical night at Marquee like for you?
Oh man, it's crazy. Every night's crazy. We're always busy. But Tao Group is one of the best hospitality companies out here, or in the world actually. We're all over the place.
I met some of the heads of Tao with Clinton Sparks with the Global Gaming League.
Yeah.
They came by. I forget the name of the gentleman, but
Okay.
Tao's at the top of the line out here.
So there's like all kinds of like VIP hosts out here and stuff. Like what separates you from the rest?
Oh man, I like to think outside the box and do stuff like this.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they just care about selling bottles at a nightclub. I'm more than that. I'm the one-stop shop that people go to for their entire experience while they're in Vegas, from the moment they get off that plane, and until they go back home.
And a lot of people like to hold their connections tight.
Yep.
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 So are you one of those, or you like to share your
I
connections?
share it, man.
Yeah, same.
I hold it. The more people you help, the more successful you'll become.
Exactly.
So I'm all about helping other people. And this is, this is only part of my life. I also focus on real estate investing and stuff like that. And life is good doing everything that I'm doing.
You hear that, veterans? If your life sucks, you could get better. You could have a championship
Absolutely.
belt. You could go through a divorce, 2 of them, like me, addiction, live in a camper, and you can pull your head out of your ass, come to Vegas, and be something with your life.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're crushing it. You own homes, you're VIP, bottle service. I mean, from the jet to the blacked out Escalade, like,
Yeah.
I mean, you never would have thought of that when you were a young Marine, right? That you'd be doing this in
Not
Vegas?
Not at all.
That's crazy.
But because of my resources and my connections, it motivated me to put this stuff together, because I worked as a host for many years in nightlife out here, but then also a talent agent in Hollywood. And being a talent agent in Hollywood, gave me the opportunity to meet a lot of people and build relationships out there. So I was like, I got to put something together to not only help myself, but help other people.
Where do you think Vegas is going? And you've been
Vegas,
here a while. Like I hear all these people
I think it's
chirping
great.
about like.
Everybody from California is coming out here. A lot of people from Miami, a lot of people from New York, because those places are awesome. But I think Vegas trumps it because we have everything you need. We have the outdoors, beautiful outdoors around Vegas. We've got all of the entertainment, all the sports stadiums. We have all of the nightlife, hospitality, and there's so many different lifestyles you can live out here. It's not just about degenerates partying all the time. There's a lot of different lifestyles out here, and everyone comes here for other things or for anything. Can come here for anything. There's a ton of conventions that are happening out here, shows. If you have, I think it's great. The weather's awesome most of the time, aside from the 3 hot months throughout the summertime, and it's also affordable. So there's a lot.
That's why I came out here.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give somebody that's trying to break into the nightlife business out here?
My advice, just start as well. It depends. There's a lot of different jobs out here. So you can be a bartender, you can be a waitress, you can be a promoter, you can be a host, you can be anything you want. But if you want to start, pursuing your career as a host, usually promoting is where you begin. That's the entry level stuff. Even though there's career long promoters that do it for many years and they make a lot of money, usually people become promoters before they become host. Promoters focus on the ticket sales to get people into the venue, and then once you have a Rolodex, an established network of people, and you're making bigger money, that's when they promote you to host, and then you're focused on selling tables or bottle service.
Yeah,
Nice.
and we have a mutual friend, J-Rock. J-Rock, what's up, big dog?
Yeah.
How did you tell me about J-Rock? I mean, I've heard from guys like Michael Sartain, who's like huge. He's calling him the GOAT. I've heard from so many people, he's like the guy. Like how do you and J-Rock know each other?
Mostly as acquaintance. We're not close, but he's also a big host in the game, and he's also a big entrepreneur doing other stuff as well.
And a Marine too.
Owning businesses, yeah. Also a Marine. I've known Sartain for many years, probably about 15 years now.
Oh wow. I've met him a few times because we used to both podcast at Sticky Paws.
Yeah, he's killing it. He's crushing it.
Yeah.
I see him all the time though.
That's someone we got to connect with for Bad Company. He's I think because he's a vet too. He was a pilot in the Air Force.
Actually, he just had his organization, his company, MOA, Men of Action, come through to Marquee last night.
I saw that.
So what he's doing is awesome too. Teaching guys.
And he hosts the bikini events.
Yeah.
That's what that would be great to align. Get a single veteran who likes females to come and go to one of these bikini events or something. A lot of these guys, no offense, but a lot of them they get out. They have no discipline, no structure. They gain a lot of weight. Their depression, maybe medication, whatever it is, and then they're not getting any pussy.
Yeah. Sartain's also a veteran.
Yeah, he's an Air Force pilot, right? So we get these guys around some beautiful women on an episode, and maybe we'll get a little testosterone going in the ball sack, and they'll feel alive again. So, yeah, I like Sartain, and the way he's like a smart, put-together Andrew Tate without the drama.
I can see that.
Like in a way, and I hope he doesn't take that in a bad way. I know he's friends with Andrew, but, yeah, he's very he's got a presence for sure.
Yeah, I love what he's doing. It's great. And I see him at events all the time.
Awesome.
And I've seen. You're at all of the events. I'm at all of the events.
Let me ask you about that, and you could even cut this out.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I brought this up a few times. We had a conversation yesterday with a possible sponsor. It feels like I've wasted a lot of time going to all these. You feel like the redundancy of going to all these like marketing and these houses and these parts.
For sure.
Because then you ask for help. Like I have such a crazy Rolodex of people, but nobody's really jumping out to give any effort or add any value at all. It's like until you become the guy. Like let Bad Company blow up and every one of these people will be in my DMs.
For sure.
Why do you think Vegas is like that? Like they don't help now?
I feel like you've got to know the difference between being busy and being productive. For many years I'd go to these events and I would network with a ton of people, walk away with 50 phone numbers, but then I would never reach out to those people again. And that was a lesson learned for sure later in life. I was like, what's the point of going out and doing all this stuff if you actually don't build relationships with these people and help each other out, leverage whatever resources you came out of that event for or with, and do something with it.
But you wouldn't be right here if you were just sitting on your couch not doing anything.
That's true.
So,
you got me.
Yep.
But you know what I mean, though. It's Vegas is And I say that because there's a lot of guys that are new out here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that are new to the game, and they're running around to these marketing events. I feel like they're not getting any traction. So obviously he just shut my entire point down. But
no, it is a good point, because the thing is, when you're trying to do this stuff and you're trying to build something, you have to put in all this extra legwork. You have to do all this ridiculous stuff. You have to bite your tongue at certain things, and you have to do certain things that you are not normally doing until you get where you're trying to be. And then once you're there, then you can sell out, or not sell out, but like be
then it
you.
comes to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so for me, it's like I know half of the people that I meet, it's ridiculous. Half of the people are blowing smoke up my ass. You know what I mean? They'll even give me their card, or they'll give me a number, and they won't answer when you do hit them up.
Right.
But if 2 or 3 of them helped me get one step closer, then
For sure.
it was worth it.
I agree.
It's a numbers game.
I do believe.
Well,
and-
life is a numbers game. Sales, everything. You know, I did magazine door salesman, door-to-door crap when I was like 18 years old, and I was like the best salesman because I knew it was a numbers game. Everybody else would get in the car and cry. Like, I didn't sell anything. I'd get out there and be like, I'll take these girls' welfare check. Like,
it's time to grind. No, I do fully believe from trial and error, you have to have a product. So yeah, I met you, veteran. Obviously, we're here. We've talked a lot over the last 18 months, or however long it's been. But for the first 4 years running around Vegas, I was just the nice guy who was a veteran who had access. And access is cool, but if you don't have a product, so if I'm giving any advice to anybody, I would tell people that are new, like, make sure you have something
To sell. Something to offer value.
Yeah, you got to have a thing. Everybody, if you don't have a thing, you're just at a house party.
Yep.
You might as well be back in high school. It's a waste of gas time.
Yep.
So I can say a lot of it was time wasted, but now that I have a thing, it's coming full circle. So yeah, just make sure you have a thing.
Yep. And make sure, not only have a thing, but make sure people know about it.
Yeah, and like Dana White, again, when are you going to come? Happy Dad, all you guys. Bob Menery, I'm texting you. I'm bringing you cell phones. I've known these guys for years, and they're all like, oh, I don't know what to do on my next YouTube video. I know what you need to do. You need to hit us up, and we need to do a collaboration and give a veteran a dope night out in Las Vegas. Like all these guys, that's another thing, collaborating. Everybody's going to watch it because, for one, it's the best show you could possibly watch, but people are sick of the same redundant shit. So, Dana White, we need your help.
Now, do you think there's a lot of companies out there doing similar stuff?
No.
not really. There's nobody out here doing the kind of stuff that we're doing.
Not in Vegas,
Nowhere.
I wouldn't
really.
even see it anywhere.
really.
I mean,
I think there's.
they might have like the home makeover show type of things and stuff like that, but I believe that like the VA does have their own production of something that's like this, but it's not like what we're doing. It's more of like they fix their little troubled problems and stuff like that. Ours is more of a thing where it's like, let's take your mind off of this for a day and get you in a different mindset, you know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's an organization in LA called VFM, Veterans in Film and Media, something like that, where they also bring veterans out for a good time and then introduce them to celebrities and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard.
I mean, I'm sure there's stuff similar,
But not
but
out here in Vegas. What you guys are doing is different, and we don't have anything like it in Vegas.
yeah, and there's a lot more that people haven't seen yet, like documentary style interviews behind the scenes that'll be edited into episodes, and but it's just us right now, so there's no timelines, there's no one breathed down our neck, there's no CEOs, it's just us, and we know what we have, and we're just protecting it.
And still building the structure of it as well, you know, like the more we do, the structure changes just a little bit, you know, because it's all new, you know, so, and it's all us. So the more we go out and do things, the more I go back into the studio and I'm like, yep, we need to do this different. We need to do that different. We need to throw a couple dialogue questions in these scenes and stuff like that. So it's just a process when you're trying to write the thing and you're trying to be in it and you're trying to edit it and you're trying to make it come to life. It's going to take some playing with to get what everybody's going to enjoy. So we don't want to just like be like, okay, here's this right at the beginning. So I think we're going to be able to put a pretty good sizzle reel together and be able to shop this around and
Sure.
get some help and get some overhead behind us to do
Yeah,
what we
we're
really
doing
want to
this
do.
great.
Yeah.
If you could do an episode, what would you do for fun? I did a reel yesterday asking people like, if you had full control, Vegas, no budget, nothing mattered. Like you could do whatever. What would you do with a
I
vet?
would do it all. When it comes to like waking up in the morning, go eat somewhere amazing, go to a pool party, maybe do a tour in the middle of the day, eat somewhere nice, go see a show, or maybe there's a lot of gun ranges and stuff out here, right?
Yeah.
End up at a nightclub, and there's so much to offer out here.
There's so much.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I want to do on the next episode of Bad Company is there is a helicopter company out here that takes people up to shoot. It looks like M249s or maybe 240 Bravos out of a helicopter. The same thing we did in Iraq, basically. So, I mean, Bad Company taking veterans out, go drive some Ferraris, go to lunch, and maybe go up in a helicopter and shoot some machine guns for an episode.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, there's so much to do out here.
There's a very popular company called Battlefield out here.
I went there to talk to the owner, and they were in the middle of a construction. They just redid the whole. I got my CCW there.
Nice.
You could like blow up cars there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll take you out, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I saw a video about, and you end the day off with blowing up an actual car.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like everybody, like Nelk Boys. They crushed it. They got so big, man. They were doing awesome stuff like that. We're doing similar, but like a little more in depth because there's a lot more meaning behind it. But like just cool, fun shit.
I like that.
I think the thing that kind of separates us too is that you get to hear the story of how they got to where they are, and then like once we get to a point to where we do have an overhead and all that other stuff, we also want to do like a follow-up, to see where they are like 6 months down the road,
In life.
and maybe by that time we have a facility and they're part of the program and they progressed and they're in a different place in their life, so that's our goal, is to get them going in a more positive direction.
Yeah, I mean, if they're happy and they have a bunch of face tattoos by the time we're done with them, they're on the right track.
Think people could tell we're veterans?
Yeah, I know, right?
Kind of stand out a little bit.
Can I ask you, even if we're on camera, like,
Yeah, what's up?
how could Tau Group is huge out here? Like, we're local vets taking vets out for an episode. We're filming it. We're giving them the best day of their life. Like, how could we sit down and incorporate, like, and get help from Tau Group? I know you're a host. Like, you do a lot of cool stuff. We need access. Could we?
Yeah. Let's talk. I don't.
Because what's up there? They have a pool. Like, they got everything.
Everything.
It's
right?
like an indoor pool.
Well, everything we've got.
They do events there too.
Yeah, we've got pools, restaurants, nightclubs, everything.
Yeah, that would be the goal. Because the last episode, obviously, was one of our first full days, but it was a lot of driving around, and traffic here is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Takes you an hour to go anywhere.
Yeah, so our goal now is kind of to find a casino that will do everything, so we don't have to jump from go to dinner at this casino downtown, and then this event is at a different casino, and then we're
just kind of
keep it
in one area.
condensed at least in one casino, because then we can feature everything for that casino too.
Right.
And it'll be not just a promotion for that particular nightclub or whatnot. They could promote their whole casino and all the things that they have to offer inside it.
For sure.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier, and we'll get there. There's a lot going on out here,
Yeah,
but I'm excited, man. This is therapy for us too. Like we did an interview a couple weeks ago, and I had to like back away because I was sniffling and tearing up, and I'm looking at him on the stairs, and he's like, and like because the stories are so like they just hit you hard, man.
Right.
So this is therapy for me because I am them. I am you. You know.
Relate.
Yeah.
Now, you have a background of like hanging out with UFC fighters and celebrities and stuff like that. What about you? How do you have all of your resources now? How did you get started?
I started off, one of my buddies that I went to film school with, he offered me a job, and it was at a music video for the movie Terminator that was coming out. And I was introduced to the producer and the director, and he told me, I just need you to stand behind this stage, and if this girl falls down, you need to catch her. And I was like, all right. And it started to get hot, so I took my sweater off. And then I was standing back there, and the director comes up to me, and he goes, nice shirt. And I look down, and it says, I like it raw. And it was an Old Dirty Bastard shirt. And I was like, fuck, did I just fuck up my career? But he kind of giggled and everything, and he told the girl she was part of the Chinese mafia, I think, because they were running all the Paramount stuff. And he looks up at her and he says, look, he's got you, don't worry. And she looked at me with a smile. And then about a year later, I was producing with the same guy for a Transformer music video. Nice. And then, yeah, it's just I stayed in the hip-hop world and the music video world, and I don't know. I'm the type of person that I talk to everybody on set. Mm-hmm. I'm the first person there, the last person to leave. And it was all about building relationships for me. So there's not one thing that you can go into LA and ask if they know who I am. They ain't got nothing bad to say about me when it comes to business and in that department. But I built some really good relationships. I have some really good friends that are high up over there, and you know, you tend to wait to try to ask for your favors sometimes because you never know when the right moments are. Mm-hmm. And then I've used favors and got burnt too. So, and so those weren't the right times to use those favors. But you learn. Everything's a learning process, and I tried my hardest not to burn any bridges and just try to keep an open relationship with everybody. And like, I'm here. Like I go and I show what I can do, and a lot of it is just that. I've volunteered. I almost do everything the first time for free, and then I'm always hired back.
I talk about that all the time, especially when you're just starting out. If you want to build your brand and get your name out there, do something for free if you have to.
Yeah.
You know, that way you can get in the door, start building relationships, and then just take it from there.
That's how it was with Fight Circus. Fight Circus, I sent them a DM, or no, I commented on one of their stories, and then they sent me a DM and said, hey, can you come down here today at 2? And now they're like family. I think I'm getting a Fight Circus tattoo on my head pretty soon.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh. It's in negotiations.
How much are they paying you?
The numbers are around 20 to 50K.
Yeah. So you both have a strong background in entertainment, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in it. My dad was a recording engineer, so he did like live sound concerts and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I kind of grew up in and around the music industry. Yeah. And I think that's kind of how I got sucked into the music video world, because I could have both. I could be part of the music and I could be creative and tell a story.
You still make music?
Sometimes.
Yeah, he does.
What do you do?
Yeah, he does.
What do you do?
Got the best song going right now.
For fun, Buddy and we put together a song, and I released a song. It's called Rinse Do.
And I'm going to play it, and it's going to be stuck in my head for the next 5 days. But let's get through this, at least a little bit. The best song I've heard in a long time. This needs to be our intro.
My biggest fan.
That sounds really good, actually.
Back, I'm waking up early in the morning for work. Pain in both legs hurt. Guess I'm just trying to make it work. Got my hands on my shirt.
Hey, that's good. That sounds great.
Okay.
You only put out one song?
Yeah.
Bro, keep it going.
Oh, man, that was in my head for a week. Like, my wife was like, you drive me nuts. I kept playing it.
Sounds like a great song. Send that to me.
I'm gonna. Yeah. That needs to be my, that could be on our show. For sure.
No, I mean, I love to just like be creative and do stuff. You know, I had this whole idea, and the only reason why I agreed to do that and everything with my boy was because I had this idea of this video that I wanted to do, and I wanted to have my wife in it and stuff like that. And then it didn't really pan out that way. Again, I put more work into it than some, but it was still a fun experience and have something to show for it, you know.
Yeah, I love it.
But
I
my
love it.
passion is like trying to build this shit, and so all my time and effort is going into this. I'm not. That's why I put him in front of the camera most of the time. He's the talker and everything else. You know.
I tried to get him. He's like,
The face.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's the
Someone has
face.
to do it.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been a talker my whole life, and now I'm on camera doing it for awesome stuff. So to everyone who said don't talk too much, and all those kids who probably look in the mirror like I did and feel like weird because they were too outspoken, don't. Like, that's my superpower. You know, I'm not scared to talk to anybody. I talk to the president like this, you know. So
Confident.
yeah, you got to be confident in who you are, and obviously I'm pretty dialed in. I know how to be loud. I know how to be quick because I'm getting old. Be 40 in a few weeks. So, but yeah, you got to hold on to what you're good at, man.
Last night, I was having a conversation with my sister. She's in town, and she's all, you know, you're the only one in our family that has a bachelor's degree. And I was like, no. I go, you serious? I go, because she's like, yeah, he doesn't have one either. And I was like, all right. And she's like, it's crazy because of, you know, I was the outcast, you know. I didn't grow up with, I have 3 sisters. I didn't grow up with my sisters.
Yeah.
And then I ran away and was homeless and stuff when I was 15 and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wasn't allowed to see my sisters. And I was always told that I was not going to be anything. I wasn't going to do anything with my life. And I was on the streets and stuff like that. And she goes, yeah, it's crazy that everybody said all that shit, and now look at you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just you can do anything. Like if you set, I tell my kids this all the time. If as long as you have goals and you are moving one step closer to that goal every day, you do one thing. It could be the smallest thing, but as long as it's one step closer than you were the day before, you're gonna get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's with anything. You could do anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you are not your past.
Yeah.
Do you think the military puts you in that mindset?
Life put me in that mindset. Military confirmed it, you know.
Right.
You know, I was in that mindset before I went in there. I was the type of person that in the military, in training, they would have me go up and tell people what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I would be like, just keep your mouth shut and do what you're told. Like, and this will be the easiest time of your life. But as soon as you got something to say to somebody, like, prepare to go through hell, you know?
Maybe they should make it mandatory for everyone to be in the military for at least a couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like they do in Israel and stuff.
I was in Germany for years, and they do have a program where if you don't want to serve, you still have to do like a service, whether it's like hospice care or something along those lines for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we're the only country that really talks shit about itself, and that's lack of pride because people haven't had to sacrifice what they have, and a lot of other countries don't have what we have. I think if more people like served, obviously, if everybody had to serve, there'd be so much less hate. Like nobody'd be burning the flag and doing all this crazy stuff.
You can't even do that in other countries. Or else you're going to jail or even get murdered.
That kid in Iran, obviously, it's a little testy right now with what's going on over there, but and I don't believe in what they did, but look, they had like an Olympic wrestler, young kid. He like protested, and they publicly executed him.
Jesus.
That's extreme, very extreme. But that's what happens in other countries. Mm-hmm. And the people in this country, they talk about how bad it is, but look what's happening everywhere else.
We're definitely blessed to be Americans, and I definitely don't take it for granted.
No, my dad was in the rubble at 9/11. I thought he was dead. He lost his partner because he took the day off.
I've definitely had mixed feelings about it throughout my life, you know, because it was a roller coaster experience. Sure. And so I never, there was a part of my life where I was like, no, I'd never recommend this for anybody, you know, but where I'm at now, no, like I can't say that because I wouldn't have my house. I wouldn't have my life. I wouldn't have my family. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have the opportunities, the people that I've met, and I wouldn't be able to do this for other people and give back and then have the feeling that it gives me. So, yeah, it's definitely this experience with Rob and with Bad Company has definitely opened my eyes and put a different light on the veteran community for me.
That's because I'm the man.
Now, for those people that are listening and watching, do you have a bit of advice, one great piece of advice to give them?
I mean, mine personally would just be like, find your niche, find what you like, find what gets you going, and then just start going towards it. Like, and don't let people set you back. Life is gonna throw tons of setbacks, and it doesn't matter. Tell my kids all the time, it's not about the mistakes you make, it's about how you handle them afterwards. It's how you do it differently.
For sure.
Yeah.
So that's my best advice.
I agree. I would say don't settle and don't be a victim to your own life.
Yeah.
Like my mom left when I was young. I moved 13 times, lived on my own, spent Christmases and holidays alone while my brother was with the family. And it was the worst and the best times of my life because I was a kid with an apartment. I've detoxed off of drugs and solitary confinement, being told that my life is over. I've been told I'm a junkie piece of shit. I've been at the lowest and lowest of lows. And being told that by the people that you love the most hurts. I would say just don't let your past dictate your future and take some ownership of it and just keep and don't settle. Like how many veterans get out and they go back to their hometown? It could be Kansas and they're like, my life sucks. Well, you were just traveling Europe for 5 years. Like, don't settle because we're all just on some rock flying around. We're a bunch of talking monkeys and it's all going to end one day. We don't know when. So fuck your past. Go get whatever makes you happy, man.
And don't stress on things that are not in your control.
For sure.
I mean, there's going to be tons of things that are stressful. But if you have no control over that situation, you got to set it aside and deal with the things that you do have control of.
You brought up some great points. I mean, we all come from troubled past. I guess we have that in common. Probably part of the motivation to join the military, right? And then it kind of puts
Wanting
us,
better,
puts us,
you know?
yeah, puts us on course. I grew up in trailer parks and stuff too. Lived in homeless shelters and all that stuff. Had nowhere to go, nothing to do, so I was like, I need to join the military, and it got me on the right track.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta victim vets, man.
Yeah.
I talk to the veteran community a lot because I know a lot of them are lost, but you don't have to walk around with a cane and have a service dog and all the stickers on your car like you were a warrior once. Stop being a little bitch. Put your big boy panties back on and
Your life
go remember who you are, man. Like, you can get benefits and what you've earned and what you deserve, but it doesn't mean your life is over. Play golf. Do something. I don't know.
You are literally living a life that you created yourself. Your life can be anything you want it to be. Yeah. You can move anywhere you want to move. You can hang out with whoever you want to hang out with. Do anything you want. And if you've got problems, that's probably because
it'll get better.
Something you've done. But yes, I think as you grow up, you should learn to be a professional problem solver, because, like you said, there's going to be a lot of obstacles. But the quicker you can solve these problems, you can move forward, in life onto the next thing and not stress the little stuff.
Yeah, and don't ever. A lot of people are like, well, I don't belong there. I'm not good enough to be there. Like, I'm not one of them. Like, no, screw that shit. Yeah. Show up everywhere. Go to anything that you feel like you're interested in. Nobody's better than you. Yeah. Nobody's cooler than you. Walk in there like you're the Rock and own the goddamn room and build relationships and then work towards something that you care about and love and
pick your friends wisely.
It's all a game.
Yeah.
Pick your friends wisely. Sure. The people you hang out with are the people you'll become.
Yeah.
Literally. Especially business-wise. I put so much. Cash and I spoke about this yesterday. I moved here for promises with a 6-week-old baby. And, make sure you have your shit straight. Don't rely on other people, I would say, is a big thing I learned in the new entrepreneur space. Because everything sounds cool when it's new. If you've never been on a podcast and you get invited, like, oh, my God, I'm going on a podcast. Like, oh, my God. Everything is elevated when you've never done it, and it sounds like a dream, but it's all the same shit. People are still people, and, choose wisely, for sure. And when you do choose wisely, good things will come.
Yep. Yeah. Now, for those people listening or watching, where can they find information about everything that you guys are doing? Do you guys have a website, some social media platforms?
Right now, we're on Instagram on badcompany_entertainment, and we just started our YouTube channel on Bad Company Entertainment TV. And, so those are our big social media outlets that we're posting on right now. But
we got websites and everything's coming.
Yeah, we got a website being built right now. We're in the process of getting our nonprofit paperwork done. Everything's kind of just been growing, and coming at us pretty quick and everything. But
We're doing it.
most of the big stuff that in the episodes will be on YouTube. So what is it? Bad Company Entertainment TV.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're throwing stuff out, even though, it takes a lot. But how many people sit around for a year? Oh, I got to wait till the right moment. I got to save all this money. I got to do this, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then you die or you fucking leg fall. Like, we're probably not in the best position to where, but who cares?
Yeah, you just have to do it.
Because God's got my back, baby, and I'm coming
That's
for
right,
all of
guys.
it.
If people are coming into Vegas and they want to have a nightlife with you experience, how do they do that? How do they get a hold of you?
My name is Anthony J. Esposito on Instagram. You can check out VIP Society as well. .Vegas on Instagram and the other social media handles, Facebook, TikTok, all that stuff. And then also have a website. So
You hear that? VIP Society. This guy's the champ. He's a Marine. He's a host. He's connected. You come to Vegas, hit him up.
Hit me
All
up.
this soft-spoken shit. This is Las Vegas. It's 2026. Come to Vegas. Let us know. Bad Company. I'm Bad Bob.
let's fucking go.